Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Dynamic Yoga Journey. My name is Karama and I'm here with Calvin today.
Hi.
Calvin is pretty new to yoga. You might have taken a couple of classes before, is that so?
A few, maybe.
Just a few.
Barely.
But never consistently. It's always been maybe a few years apart.
Right, yeah.
Every now
definitely.
and again. So today he is hanging out with us. I'm going to guide him through some stretches and correct him.
Yeah. Not bad. Let's see how that goes.
So, you see, that's what happens with people who don't practice consistently and they need consistent correction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to just work through some poses and just help him to see what is the best way to do these poses, even if you don't practice consistently and your muscles are a little tight. So hang out with us a little bit, and we're gonna do about 5 different poses that maybe you are also struggling with. And what do you do? What's the correct way to do these poses? We're gonna be looking at forward folds, seated and standing. We're going to be looking at Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, and we'll also do a Chaturanga. So that's it. Those are the 5, and what's the right way to do it, to do them? We're going to look at that in a few moments. So stay with us. Meet us on the mat. Okay, everybody. So here we have Calvin in easy pose. He's already complaining. He's saying that it's not too easy.
This doesn't feel that easy.
So when it's not easy, what I often would say is you can feel free to extend one or both of your legs to the front of your mat. And actually go ahead and do that, because that's going to set us up for this first pose that I want you to do. It's going to be a forward fold. So I just want to pan around here to the side to see what your back looks like. Now I'm gonna have fun with you and say, well, normal people have straight backs, but no, I'm just kidding. No, you're fine. That's the case for a lot of people. Their backs are slightly rounded. So what I'd like you to do now, Cal, is to raise your hands up as you inhale, both out and up with the arms. Okay, that'll do too. And go forward as you exhale. Rest your hands on your legs. Good. Now see if you can creep your hands forward toward your feet. Hands toward your feet. And breathe. All right. So that feels fun, doesn't it? Tell me what you're feeling.
This is pretty tight.
Where's the tightness?
Underneath my knees.
Underneath your knees.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just underneath your knees? How about underneath your thighs?
My knees, my thighs, even down into parts of my calves.
And so I just want to see here what's happening. Okay, good.
Do I have to hold this pose?
Yeah, hold it for a little bit. Try to relax your neck and your shoulders. Okay. All right. That's okay. You don't have to be flexible to practice yoga, but I should point out that with practice, you can become much more flexible. Yeah.
Point taken.
Point taken. There you go. So, as Calvin said, he has some tightness just behind the knees and in his hamstrings. So I'm actually going to give him this strap. There you go. And with the strap, I'm going to ask you to kind of lasso both of your feet, holding the strap in both hands. Yeah, there you go. And walk your hands as close to your feet as you are able.
This makes more sense.
Yes, it makes more sense. Good. Glad to hear it. And try to relax your head. How do you feel?
Feels a bit more relaxed on my back.
Oh, good. What part of your back was bothering you?
My lower back.
Your lower back. And so this is less stress on the lower back.
Absolutely.
Good. So using this prop, this yoga strap, is one of those things that you can do when your back is tight or the hamstrings are tight, the calves are tight. You don't have to be able to touch your toes, but this helps you to get the stretch that we're after. A lot of times people come to class, oh, I can't touch my toes. But, you know, if you don't practice, if you don't usually practice yoga or any type of stretching, this strap can be very useful to help you get that stretch. It's not necessarily about being able to touch your toes. Relax your head forward for me on your exhale and just hang out there a few more moments. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. All right, so the next thing Calvin is going to do is open and lift his arms on the inhale. Good. And exhale, swan dive down. Open your wings, float down. Good. Hang out there. Good. Tell me how this feels.
Definitely a lot easier on my back.
Mm-hmm.
No strain there, really.
No strain, really? Okay.
And I don't know, it just feels more distributed through my lower limbs, I guess, on the stretch.
Okay. All right. Now bend your knees and touch the floor. Or touch your toes.
I can feel more pull from my back, and now I'm starting to feel more.
Okay. Keep your knees bent. Keep your knees bent. And slowly roll up. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Take your time. And use your inhalation to roll up. Just let your arms hang out. Just let your arms hang. And exhale at the top.
Back up?
No, just relax there. All right, you're fine. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do, Cal, is to get the strap that we used before. So go ahead and get that guy. Good, good, good. And then this time when you go into your forward bend, to reduce the strain, I'm just going to ask you to use it. So you're going to step on it once you float down. So you can leave it right by your feet, actually. And then you can hold on to the strap. But don't force yourself to go low. And if you need to bend your knees, then keep your knees bent. That'll be fine. Relax.
Motion here.
Sorry?
So I feel like I have more range of motion here than when I was sitting.
Oh, good. Good. So standing is a little bit better for you in a forward fold. Relax your head for me. Take off your glasses if you need to, if you feel like they're going to fall off. So when you're practicing, you don't want to have anything hindering you. And breathe. Relax your head. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How does the back of your leg feel? The backs of your legs?
It feels like a more thorough stretch, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely feel things I wasn't feeling before when I was sitting on the floor.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Feel more stretch.
Awesome. All right. That's good. So what I'd like you to do here is let go of the strap. Just release it. And then use your next exhalation. Bring your knees down onto the mat. So bend your knees, bring your hands down. Good. Good. And go ahead and sit back down in easy pose, or you can extend your legs forward. Good. So for you, a standing forward fold is much better, feels better than a seated forward fold.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good. There's less tension. Okay, great. So what we've done is we've gotten a chair for Calvin, and since his back tends to trouble him, doing a stretch using a chair, the back of a chair, can be very beneficial. We're not going to do too much of it though. So he has his hands on the back of the chair. I'm going to ask you to walk back a little bit to arm's length. If you're already there, then stop there. All right. Now, as you walk back, lower your chest and head. Actually, let's do this. Why don't we have you rest your elbows on the back of the chair? Good, good, good. And now walk back. Push your buttocks back, drop your head, and just stop when you need to. Don't force anything, and just hang out there. So Calvin is resting his elbows on the back of the chair, and he's walked back a little bit, and he's just kind of resting. This is more of a passive stretch. He's breathing deep and strong. Can you tell me what you're feeling here?
So I could feel, again, behind my legs, still feeling the stretch there. It's very, very similar to what I felt when I was reaching while sitting. And my back feels less stressed.
Oh, good.
So I think this would probably be a good way to move forward with this.
Yeah, this is a better option considering your back.
Right.
Begin to walk your feet forward as you inhale until you can rest your hands on the back of the chair again. Good job. All right, so we're back with Calvin, and we're going to attempt the Warrior One pose. On your inhale, open and lift the arms. And exhale, lower the arms and chest and head. Swan dive down. Foot back. Turn the toes and hip open toward the right. Good, good, good. Open and lift the arms on your inhale. Lift your arms, lift your chest. Come up. You want to keep that front knee bent, as this is a warrior pose. Good. So this is one of the things that people tend to do when they do the Warrior One. How do your legs feel here?
It feels a bit awkward.
Awkward in what way? Are the legs too far apart, not far enough apart?
It feels like there's more stress on the inside of my right leg. Like it's not being supported properly. Maybe that's...
Do you need to adjust your legs somehow?
Maybe if I turn it more, is that okay?
Well, I have to ask you, is that okay? Because you're the one in the pose.
It feels better when I turn it more. So.
There you go. That's what you have to do, is you are adjusting yourself in the pose. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're comfortable, right? You always want to make sure you're comfortable. Now, that front knee, that left knee is not bent enough. You're a warrior. There you go. And now you're activating your quads in the left leg. Yes, you feel that, huh?
I do.
Yes.
For sure.
Can you lengthen your arms up a little bit more? Good. Look up to your hands a little bit. Good, good, good. So you don't have to look all the way up there, but you certainly want to lift the head away from the shoulders, lift the ears away from the shoulders. Good, good, good. So you're nearly there in your warrior pose. I'm not going to stress you out too much today, but this is the general idea. The legs need to be far enough apart. In this case, since you've stepped your right foot back, the toes and the hip need to be open to the right side of the room. The front knee, in this case, the left knee stays bent. Your quads are working. And you should feel rounded, or grounded, I should say, and strong and sure. How do you feel?
I feel strong.
Good answer.
Yes.
All right, so that's your Warrior One. So that's the right thing to do there, not to just go into the pose and then not pay attention as you did earlier, but definitely to notice. So this time around, we're going to go back into the warrior pose. This time it's Warrior Two. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So on your exhalation, release your arms down and inhale, open and lift. And you're going to swan dive down again. Exhale to swan dive down. Good. And you probably want to walk forward a little bit because you need enough room to step that right leg back again. There you go. All right, so when you're ready, step the right foot back. Take it straight back first, and then pivot on the ball of your foot to turn it open. And remember, as you're going into this, that you want to open the hip enough. Open the hip enough. Good. And on your next inhalation, open your arms and lift the chest and head, reaching up. So come back to Warrior One just for a moment. The front knee should stay bent. Good, good, good. So let's see if you remembered your lessons from the first time we did this. How do your legs feel?
They feel pretty good right now.
Okay.
Doesn't feel out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Compared to last time.
All right, good. So here, we're going to go from Warrior One to a Warrior Two. Now, notice that your left leg is the one in front. And wherever your leg goes on this pose, that's where you want your arm to go. So, using your next exhalation, go ahead and open the arms, left arm in front, right arm behind. So exhale, lower them to shoulder height. Breathe, 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 and look in my direction. Look in the direction of your fingers, actually, and breathe. So we're going to check out your Warrior Two. Do you feel like we're putting you on the spot?
Is that an understatement?
It's under and over. So good. Actually, this is not so bad. Your arms are supposed to be at shoulder height. I would say probably just raise the back arm a little bit more. There you go. Good, good, good. Good. And just keep looking past the fingertips of your left hand.
Should I turn my
No.
torso at all, or?
Nope. That's Warrior Two. There are actually stories behind the warrior poses, but we'll get into that some other time. How do your legs feel?
I'm feeling the burn now.
You're feeling the burn. Awesome. We're just checking out your stance. So you have the eagle eye there. Good distance between the legs, front knee bent. And you're breathing. One thing you have to do in your practice is breathe. Take your left arm a little bit to your right for me. Good. And then the right arm a little bit to your left. There you go. That's it. Now you're aligned. Good. Good, good. 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 So to come out of this pose, I'm going to ask you on your next inhalation to lift your arms up. Inhale, bring them up. And turn your whole torso, your upper body in this direction. And then as you exhale, sweep your arms wide in a swan dive. Lower the hands to the floor. Straighten the back leg as you go down. Good. Good. And then on your exhale, you're going to take your left foot to the back of the room. Good. And level your body into a plank pose. And I think you're familiar with a plank pose. Yes or no?
Yes.
No, not all the way down. Keep the arms straight. We're not doing push-ups. That's next video. Good. Squeeze your navel to your spine. Now, one thing I noticed that you're doing is looking toward your toes. I'm going to ask you to just look just ahead of your mat. Good. You want to keep your spine lengthened. Good. Your spine goes all the way up to the nape of your neck. Good. Now, let's see if you can do what is called chaturanga. Chaturanga, for this, you are going to bend your elbows to the back of the room and think of squeezing the sides of your body with your arms as you bend and lower, almost like you want to do a push-up. Yep, adjust as you need to. Then bend, hover there, hover, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you've got this pretty much down pat. Good. And that is chaturanga. And then as you exhale, sit back on your heels. Rest your buttocks back on your heels. Rest your forehead on the mat. And just let your arms float there alongside the body. Good. And this is your child pose. And this should take some of the tension off your back.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that.
Good. This is a wonderful relaxation pose. Breathe it out here. And then when you're ready to inhale, just roll up. Roll your back up one vertebra at a time. Good. So everybody, there you have it. Those were 5 moves demonstrating, thank you, Calvin, what you should and should not do in yoga, and how you can help yourself if you find that you're stressing different parts of your body, like the backs of your thighs or your back. Thank you so much. It was great fun.
Yes.
I don't often get to make fun of you, so thank you.
Well, it's for all you guys' enjoyment, so have fun.
All right. So there you have it, DYJ viewers. Those were the 5 moves, what to do, what not to do. And Calvin did a seated forward fold, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did a standing forward fold. He did warrior 1 pose. He did warrior 2 pose. And finally chaturanga, and then he rested in child's pose. So child's pose was just a bonus. It's the other 5 that can sometimes be challenging for practitioners, and I just wanted to go through those with you and help you with some modifications. Right?
Especially the chaturanga.
Yeah, that was fun on the arms, right?
Yeah.
Calvin was kind enough to demonstrate them for us. You want to make sure that as you practice, you're always aware of what your body is doing. What is your body telling you? And are you breathing? And do you need to use props? So maybe instead of bending your knees to touch your toes, keep your legs lengthened and just bring your hands as far as they can go, or use a strap. Do you need to rest your arms on the back of a chair and use that to help you with a back stretch or a back of the leg stretch? But you always have to make sure that you're tuned into your body, tuned into your breath, so that you can get the best benefits out of the practice, right?
Yeah.
So, Calvin, thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Yay. Thank you for joining me. And thank you all DYJ viewers, and we'll meet you here on the mat next time. Meet you on the mat next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.